Welcome to another video tutorial on Science eSolution. My name is Manju Sharma. In case you are watching my video for the first time, you may not be knowing my name. So I am Manju Sharma and I take online tutorial classes on various aspects of biology like biochemistry, molecular biology, cell biology, like that. So if it serves your interest, then please watch my video till end, and if you understand the concept, don't forget to hit the like button. And also subscribe onto my channel for various updates, and also share it with your friends if they also need such explanatory videos. So let's get started with today's topic, that is law of independent assortment. Law of independent assortment, it is also known as third law of inheritance. It is the third law of Mendel's laws of inheritance. That's why. So in this law of independent assortment, the explanation is when two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair of characters is independent of the other pair of characters. That means when we take two pairs of characters, when we observe two pairs of characters continuously for generation after generation, then one pair of characters is segregated independently of the other pair of characters. You will get this point more clear after I give this example. So it is the most common example given. So in this case, we will have to take a dihybrid cross. We have to do dihybrid cross. A dihybrid cross is a type of cross when we consider two characters into account. So this is the most common example which I am giving. So let me first write down parents. Parents, dihybrid cross, first we will write down the parents. This is male and this one is female. What we will do, we will take dominant, one parent fully dominant, that is it contains RRYY, cross the other parent, it contains recessive genes, so we will write like this. So what is the meaning of this is that we are taking into account a dihybrid cross, a cross which involves two characters. Here, first character RR, that is round seed, and small r is wrinkle seed. That means it is the shape of the seed. You can see shape of the seed, round is the dominant one. That is why I am writing it capital R, round seeds are dominant, and wrinkle seeds, that is small r, they are recessive. And the second character is color of the seeds, seed color. So seed color, capital Y, that is yellow seed color is dominant over green. Small y represents green color. Okay, so two characters in this dihybrid cross. First one is the shape of the seed, round is dominant, wrinkled is recessive. Second one is color of the seed, that is yellow is dominant over green, and green is recessive. Okay, so we are crossing a pure round yellow seed with a pure, or you can say recessive seed, that is wrinkled green seed. So what do we get? Gametes. Gametes we get is, okay, for betterment, let me represent this one with red color. Recessive one I will write with red color so that it becomes more clearer to you. So recessive part, I am recessive genes I am representing with red color, and dominant I am representing with blue color. Okay, so what are the gametes here? Here we will get only one type of gamete, that contains round, gene for round and yellow. And here what we get, we will get for green, wrinkled and green. Okay, this we will get in gametes for the parents. Now what will be the F1 generation? F1 generation by crossing capital R, capital Y by small r, small y will be, it contains hybrid type, that is capital R, capital Y and small y. So it is, so this one is hybrid round yellow. It is round and yellow, but not round and pure round and yellow as that of parents. So it is hybrid round and yellow. So when two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair of characters is independent of the other pair of characters. This I have to prove here. So up to this you understand, F1 generation we get hybrids. So whatever progenies we will get, whatever offsprings we will get, all will be hybrid. So after we do selfing, we will do selfing. Selfing means we will cross the same type of progenies. So now the two parents both will be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So when they will be selfed, they will produce 4 types of gametes. Okay, 4 types of gametes. This distribution of gametes you will have to do very carefully. Gametes in this case, okay, gametes, let me write this, male, female, both type of gametes will be same. So first one will be, first character for seed shape, it will be round, and second one is Y. Okay, here also R, Y, the first type of gamete. The second type of gamete, dominant for round and recessive for green, capital R, small y. You can get my point? So third one will be small r, capital Y, and the fourth one will be small r, small y. That means you make the gametes, one will be capital R, capital Y, second one will be capital R, small y, third one will be small r, capital Y, and fourth one will be small r, small y. That means gamete distribution, gamete contain only one gene from the pair, so you have to take out one gene from both the cases one by one. So same will be here, that is capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, and finally small r, small y. Okay, you have distributed all the gametes. Now it's very easy, you just cross them. Okay, in this case you will get capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. Okay, here you will get capital R, capital R, capital Y, and small y. Now in this case you will get capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y. You can get this point. Here capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Okay, here it will be capital R, small r, capital Y, and small y. Y and small y. Clear? Similarly, you go on making this capital R, capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, capital R, small y, small y. Okay? Now, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. You make this very carefully because it will show what type of progenies it will be. Now it will be capital R, small y, small y. Okay? Then next one, capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y. Here it will be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. This one, capital R, small r, small r. This is a bit lengthy, but you have to make all the crosses very carefully. Okay? Then next one will be small r, capital Y, capital Y. Small r, capital Y, capital Y. And this one, small r, capital Y, small y. Small r, capital Y, and small y. The last type, this I have already done. Here you will see capital R, small y, small y. Capital R, small y, small y. Small r, r, capital Y, small y. Okay, the last one will be small r, small y, small y. Now let us see. This I have made crossing of all the different types of gametes. Now let us see what is the phenotype, that means the character of all these progenies. This one is round yellow. Okay, round yellow. Okay, we can write it here. What are the different types of progenies we get? Round yellow. This one is round yellow. Round yellow. This one is also round yellow because round it's double dominant, and for yellow it contains the dominant genes. It is also round and yellow. Okay, this one is also round and yellow. You can see only one recessive gene for round, but this dominant one, it dominates. So this one is also round yellow. Like this you go on doing. This one will also be round and yellow, as yellow dominating is present. This is also round yellow. This one is round but green. You can see this one is green because for yellow it contains double recessive genes. This is round yellow. This is round and green. You can get my point? The recessive character it will express when both the alleles are recessive. So this one is round and green. This is round yellow. In these cases you have to do this process very carefully. Round yellow. This is wrinkled yellow. Wrinkled yellow. This is wrinkled yellow. This one is round yellow. Okay. Now this one is also round but green. You can get it here. This is round but green. This one is wrinkled yellow. And this one is wrinkled green. Okay, so you are getting 16 progenies here. The first type is round yellow. The second type we get is round green. Round green. The third type is wrinkled yellow. Wrinkled yellow. And the fourth type is wrinkled green. Wrinkled green. So let me count out of 16 how many progenies are round yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 9 F2 offsprings are round yellow. The second type is round green. So where do we get round green 1, round green 1, round green 2 and round green 3. So 3 F2 progenies are round green. Next is wrinkled yellow. How many wrinkled yellow do we have here? Wrinkled yellow 1, 2 and 3. We have 3 wrinkled yellow and 1 wrinkled green. So we also get the dihybrid ratio of 9:3:1. But the main point what we should observe for this law of independent assortment is that we have taken two types of parents. One parent was round yellow and one type of parent was wrinkled green. None of the parents was round green, okay, round green, or none of the parents was wrinkled yellow. So we are getting some characters which were not present in the parents, we are getting in the F2 offsprings. How? Because of this law of independent assortment. Because segregation of one pair of characters, that is seed shape is segregated independently of the seed color. Round does not depend on yellow. It is not necessary that every round seed should be yellow. or every wrinkled seed should be green. Okay, so wrinkled seed could be yellow or round seed could be green. Okay, so that means round and yellow and these are not related. One pair of character, one character is segregated independently of the other character. That is why we get different characters in the progenies. This is what the law of independent assortment explains. I hope you understand it. Thank you for watching.